All right, let's hear what Starbucks has to say about it. No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Mama said, Starbucks back in the spotlight again. When are they going to be in the spotlight for something good? First, one of them, they want to open up their bathroom. Let's let the homeless in and just, like, they can stay here. They can sleep in the bathroom, wash up while our paying customers are there and got these, again. And I got, I'm not going to sit here and say that all homeless people do drugs. All homeless people are drunk. Yeah, that's not true and that's not fair. But all homeless people, not all, there are many homeless people who are drunks and who do, in fact, do drugs. This is statistics, plain and simple. Again, not all, for sure, not all. So as a business, does it make any sense to welcome any and all homeless into your bathrooms? We got paying customers and they're trying to do, No, but that I believe that was Starbucks the other day, wasn't it? Here we go. Starbucks bans plastic straws, winds up using more plastic. Again, put a liberal in charge of something, they'll run it into the ground. Authored by Christian Britsky via Reason.com. 2018 will forever be remembered as the year that the hating plastic straws went mainstream. Once the lonely cause of environmental cranks, now everyone wants to eliminate these suckers from daily life. In July, what they got? They changed them out for a damn sippy cup top, a little childish sippy cup. In July, Seattle imposed. Hang on. In July, Seattle imposed America's first ban on plastic straws. Vancouver, British Columbia, passed a similar ban a few months earlier. There are active attempts to prohibit straws in New York City, Washington, D.C., Portland, Oregon, and San Francisco. An A-list, basically, celebrities from Calvin Harris to Tom Brady have lectured on us giving up straws. Both National Geographic and The Atlantic have run or have long profiles on the history and environmental effects of the straw. Vice is now treating their consumption as a dirty, hedonistic excess. Not to be outdone by busybody legislators, Starbucks, the nation's largest food and drink retailer, announced on Monday that it would be going strawless. This is a significant milestone to achieve our global aspiration of sustainable coffee, served to our customers in more sustainable ways, said Starbucks Kevin Johnson, CEO, in a press release announcing the move. Oh, but we don't mind selling you coffee loaded with sugar and other crap that is completely unhealthy for you. By the way, I'll raise my hand. You know what my favorite drink that I've had there, which I haven't had in a million years, but that I've had there? White chocolate mocha. Oh! Is there anything, even one ingredient in that that's good for me? No. Well, there's probably some kind of water, right? Well, yeah. But you're not going to really extract, you can't, take some of the water. It's all mixed together. That's the point. You don't have a problem selling trash to people, but we need to work on the straw problem. The coffee giant says that by 2020, it hopes to have eliminated all single-use plastic straws. What about multi-use? What about multi-use straws? Oh, man. Now what are we going to do? At its 28,000 stores worldwide, it will now top all its cold drinks with a fancy new strawless lid that the company currently serves with its cold brew nitro coffees. Frappuccinos will still be served with a compostable or paper straw. As it is to be expected, Starbucks' decision was greeted with universal adulation. The World Wildlife Fund and Ocean Conservancy both provided ebullient quotes for Starbucks press releases. Liberal magazine The New Republic praised the move as an environmental milestone. What about San Francisco streets with homeless needles, from the homeless people walking there? Drug needles, piles of crap in bags just littered all over the place. Speaking of, environmental concerns. Anyway, they were praised. Environmental milestone. Slate hailed the Starbucks straw ban as evidence of it as a victory for a bona fide anti-straw movement. One that will hopefully lead to bans of more things plastic in years to come. Maybe we'll go back to styrofoam. We'll go back to styrofoam instead. Eco-friendly styrofoam. Yet missing from this fanfare was the inconvenient fact, get ready for this, that by ditching plastic straws, Starbucks will actually be increasing its plastic use. Put a liberal in charge and they'll run your business into the ground. We're going green. What are you guys doing? We're going to use more waste. Oh, you're going green, getting rid of plastic? Yeah. By using more plastic than used before. Yep. Yes, sir. Hit the press releases. Go. Print it. Sir, are you... Print it. Go for it. New York Times, run it. Liberal leftist publication there, run it. Give us a big thumbs up, too. Starbucks is cutting out on straw. Plastic straw use. Go Starbucks. Yeah, we're replacing it with a lid that uses more plastic. As it turns out, the new nitro lids that Starbucks is leaning on to replace straws are made up with more plastic than the company's current lid and straw combination. Wow. Right now, Starbucks patrons are topping most of their cold drinks with either 3.23 grams or 3.55 grams of plastic product, depending on whether they pair their lid with a small or large straw. The new nitro lids, meanwhile, weigh either 3.55 or 4.11 grams, depending again on lid size. I got these results by measuring Starbucks plastic straws and lids on two separate scales, both of which gave me the same results. This means customers are at best breaking even, again depending on the configuration, under Starbucks strawless scheme, or they're adding between 0.32 and 0.88 grams to their plastic consumption per drink. Given that customers are going to use a mix of the larger and smaller nitro lids, Starbucks plastic consumption is bound to increase, although it's anybody's guess as to how much. In response to questions about whether their strawless move will increase the company's plastic consumption, a Starbucks spokesperson told Reason, quote, "The introduction of our strawless lid as the standard for non-blended beverages by 2020 allows us to significantly reduce the number of straws and non-recyclable plastic, as the new lids are recyclable, while the plastic straws the company currently uses are not." But that's the new lids that you're talking about 2020. We're in 2018. So if you're going to make the change, you might want to make it later, like when you get the new lids that are, in fact, recyclable. And when you use the word recyclable, is that contingent on people like me and you all going and saying, oh, there's my trash can, the blue one, I need to put that in the blue trash bin, the black one's for the regular trash? Or is your definition of recyclable meaning, well, it can be buried in the ground and it'll be fine, biodegradable, right? So you gotta, again, keywords, gotta put these tricksters up on their, you gotta ask them direct questions. When you say it's recyclable, does that mean it can be buried and good for the earth? Or we need to put in our special recyclable pile at home to make sure you get it, This is cold comfort given the fact that most of the stuff that is put in recycling bins. Here we go. So I spoke too soon. Sorry about that. This is cold comfort given the fact that even most of the stuff that is put in recycling bins still winds up at the dump. The company did not address, nor did it dispute, that its transition to strawless lids would increase its overall plastic consumption. The weight of plastic, not the raw number of plastic objects used, or whether those objects are recyclable, is what should really concern environmentalists. Right, we don't care if it's recyclable. Is it good or bad for the environment? Because ultimately, that's where it gets put at. Into the ground, in a dump site. Pictures of turtles with straws up their noses are certainly jarring. However, most plastic, whatever form it enters the ocean as, will eventually be broken up into smaller pieces known as microplastics. It is these microplastics that form those giant ocean garbage patches piled up on the ocean floor and leach into the stomachs and flesh of sea creatures. Reducing the amount of microplastics in the ocean thus requires cutting down on the aggregate weight of plastics entering the ocean each year. It cannot be stressed enough that straws by weight are a tiny portion of this plastic. At most, straws account for about 2,000 tons of the 9 million tons of plastic that are estimated to enter the ocean each year, according to the Associated Press. 0.02% of all plastic waste. The pollution problem posed by straws looks even smaller when considering that the United States is responsible for about 1% of plastic waste entering the oceans, with straws being a smaller percentage still. As countless experts have stressed, truly addressing the problem of marine plastic pollution will require going after the source of the pollution, namely all the uncollected litter from poorer coastal countries that lack developed waste management systems. Straw banners have proven stubbornly resistant to this logic. Instead, they have chosen to rely on the either debunked statistics, such as the claim that Americans use 500 million straws a day, which was a product of a 9-year-old's research, or totally unproven notions like the theory that straws are a gateway plastic in order to justify petty prohibitions on innocuous straws. Are we seriously talking about straws right now? Like, am I really doing a video on this right now? And they have been helped along by an uncritical media. Coverage of Starbucks strawless move saw the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and National Geographic all cite the 500 million straw a day figure. By adopting a myopic focus on banning straws, environmentalists, city councils, and conscious capitalists are, at best, having no significant impact on the overall problem of marine plastic waste. At worst, they are they are pushing expensive prohibitions on consumers' choice that are counterproductive, at least in the case of Starbucks ban, and come with all sorts of unintended consequences. For instance, straw bans will likely hurt disabled people who lack the motor skills necessary to pull off a flawless cup-to-the-lip motion. While reusable straws exist, they are hard to clean and not always handy when one needs them. So, the point here is, how do we get rid of plastics, period? How do we stop using plastics? Can we make something that is biodegradable, that acts and functions like a plastic, temporarily, and then when you dump the thing or bury it underground, so to speak, simple terms, it biodegrades and it's okay. Or, if we really can't find anything else and straws is such a big deal, we could have a campaign across the planet. Go get a stainless steel straw, everybody. My kids actually have a couple stainless steel straws. Use that. Put it on the commercials, put it on TV. Get in our heads, hey, we bring your straw. Keep one at home and one at work, one in your car. You have, the resurrected Billy Mays. Billy Mays here. Straw, new straw. New 3, call right now and we'll add 3 more packs for free. You could reuse it over and over and over again. Stainless steel straw. You can actually buy them. As a matter of fact, while I'm sitting here, just curious, stainless steel straw. Oh, look at that, $7.50 at Amazon. RSVP resistant, or endurance. Stainless steel, bent drink straws. Set of 4 for $10. Look at this. There you go, right here. There you go. Right there in your fizz-ace. $9.95. Are you out of your mind? If straws are really a problem. Anyways, the problem is plastics. And not a percent of a percent of a percent. We got to change everything. No. We need to change something that fixes the 99% of the problem, not the 0.02% of the problem, or even the 1% of the problem. Anyways, take care.